Now, this sign has nothing to do with this next one. This is in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, this is narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. He said, the Kaaba will be destroyed by Dhu Suwayqatayn from Abyssinia. يخرب الكعبة ذو السويقتين من الحبشة. يخرب الكعبة. So he will destroy the Kaaba. ذو السويقتين. You know, saq is like your leg, or especially the lower part from your knee to your the leg basically. This is your saq. Saqain, two of them. Now suwayqatain is a tasghir, is a diminutive form which shows that physically he is weak. So his skinny legs, small legs, right? Skinny. So he's not physically a strong person. And he destroys the Kaaba. The Prophet ﷺ said, كأني به. It's as if I can see him. يقلعها حجرا حجرا. He takes it apart, brick by brick, stone by stone. He's taking the Kaaba apart, brick by brick. That's not why there's no Hajj. All right. So that's what I want to make sure that we're clear. Because if there is no Hajj because there's no Kaaba, then there would not be anything strong or like a sign or miraculous about that. There's no sign here. There's no Kaaba, so there's no Hajj. You know, if there's no masjid, so nobody prays. But if there's a masjid and it's lit and the doors are open and nobody prays, then that indicates something is happening or has happened to people. So the Kaaba is standing at this point and there's no Hajj. Now this is a different time period here where the Suwayqatain comes, this man from Abyssinia comes and he destroys the Kaaba. Now, takes it apart brick by brick. In other narrations, some of them mentioned by Imam Ahmad and others, the Prophet describes him as asla', which means he's bald. Small ears, asma', al-asma', saghir al-udhunayn, he's got small ears, he's bald in the head. Aswad, he's black. And sometimes when people hear that, oh, he's black, oh, he's not racist mentioning someone by their, well, back then, everything is racist now, but back then it was just normal. If someone is black, you said he's black. If he was red, meaning like had a reddish complexion, which is part of the explanation of what Isa meant, that he was rosy cheeks and reddish complexion. Anyways, it wasn't a big deal. And the other most important thing is that he is from Abyssinia. What did you want him to look like? He has to be black. There's nothing wrong with describing someone as being black. It's very normal. But today everything is very sensitive, right? So the Prophet ﷺ then in other narrations describes him being, we said, bald, small ears, black, and then afhaj, al-fuhj, التباعد ما بين الفخذين. So he's bow-legged. So afhaj is bow-legged. And others describe him like, weak and has some, so he's lame, he's got a limp. So what we're seeing, and why the description, we're seeing someone very weak physically, and he physically takes the Kaaba apart brick by brick. How is that possible? Well, one thing you clearly have made out already, this is obviously after the time period when there's no Hajj, right? Then the second thing is, because nobody knows what the Kaaba is, nobody cares what it is, he destroys it and nobody stops him, because nobody knows what it's for. And isn't that hard to believe? Isn't that hard to imagine? And look at how people love the Kaaba today and love the Haram and love the black stone and just want to touch the Kaaba, and as you get closer to it, the roughness and pushing, and how people are crazy about that place. Most beloved place on earth to the majority of Muslims on the planet. And there's going to be a day when nobody even knows what this building is, and someone will destroy it brick by brick. And not even as an art piece, someone who's going to want to preserve it. It's just very sad, isn't it? Very heartbreaking. Anyways, by the way, someone, when Obama was president, someone said, Obama is Dhu Suwayqatain. And for God's sake, can we do better with the signs of the hour? Every time something happens, oh, this was one of those signs. And it has nothing to do with Obama whatsoever. We just like stuff, when kids have that toy where they put the square block in the square opening and the triangle in the triangle opening. Our Ummah hasn't learned that yet. We're still trying to cram a square into a circle. That's how we deal with the signs before the day of judgment. They said the Suwayqatayn, Obama is the Suwayqatayn. First of all, he's not from Al-Habasha. Second, the Suwayqatayn has small ears. Anyways, so, okay, now, why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow the destruction of the Kaaba? Here's something interesting. We know of a time when someone tried to destroy the Kaaba. This was in the year of the elephant. So first of all, this man Abraha, he was the governor of Yemen. And he built a structure. He called it Al-Qulays in Sana'a in Yemen. And he wanted to divert, because you know what the Kaaba did for the Quraysh? It brought pilgrims from all over. It brought trade and money and merchandise from all over. You know, so he wants to divert Hajj from Al-Kaaba in Mecca to Al-Qulays that he built in Sana'a. So he built this building and he called all the Arabs to make pilgrimage there instead of Mecca. Now, of course you know it's insulting, right? This is the house built by Ibrahim alayhi salam, or at least restructured or rebuilt by Ibrahim alayhi salam. And now you built this thing and you're calling for Hajj or pilgrimage to Sana'a. So a man from Quraysh who happened to be there in Sana'a at that time, he became angry. He was really upset. So he went into it, probably at night, and he urinated and defecated all over it. He left him surprise packages, landmines everywhere. You know? So, in the morning they came, they found these surprise packages everywhere. So Abraha became so angry, so he said he's going to destroy the Kaaba. Now, if he destroys the Kaaba in Mecca, people naturally now are going to turn towards his building. But as long as the Kaaba is there, no one's going to look at his building. Nobody cares about it. So he gets an army of elephants. I mean, that's like the utmost of power here. Brings an army of elephants. And he comes with this huge army crossing through the deserts to destroy the Kaaba. At the time, the leader of the Quraysh was Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, on the way, Abraha finds like some goats and some camels and some livestock belonging to people, and his army they take it by force. So they go and complain to Abdul Muttalib. So now Abraha, he camps, right, when he gets to what is known as Wadi Muhassir, which is between Mina and Muzdalifah. And that's where the army was destroyed. So anyways, he's camped there, and Abdul Muttalib comes to him. Now, when Abdul Muttalib entered, so Abraha knows that the leader of the Quraysh is coming to talk to him. When Abdul Muttalib entered, he had this hayba, he had this commanding presence, and he was handsome and looked, respectable. So when Abraha saw him, he respected him, he got up to him, and he really honored him, even though he's coming to destroy the Kaaba. So then he says, what can I do for you? And he thought, now he's expecting now, as this powerful man coming with this powerful army against a group that's not prepared to handle them, that he's going to be, that Abdul Muttalib is going to plead with him and ask him and beg him. And so Abdul Muttalib says, yeah, your army took some camels and some goats and on the way here, so I'm just here to ask you to please return those things. So Abraha was like, when I saw you, I respected you, I thought this was an intelligent and a wise person. I'm coming here to destroy the Kaaba, and you have an audience with me. All you ask me for are goats? You're here to ask for goats and some camels? What about the Kaaba? I hear you talk about something more important. Oh man. And Abdul Muttalib gave him an answer, like the most powerful answer he could possibly give him. I'm not concerned. I'm really chill, as they say, very cool about this issue. He tells him, he says, I'm the owner of the camels. That's what I'm here for. As for the house, he says, Lil Bayti Rabbun Yuhmi. Is that the house? It has an owner that'll protect it. No, I'm not worried about that. Just give me the goats. I'm not ever worried about protecting the house. Allah protect His house. I'm just here for the goats. Whew. Talk about some confidence, right? Really powerful. Anyways, so when they get to Wadi Muhassir, this valley of Muhassir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends them the ababil, birds, as we all know from Surah Al-Fil, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل. It was pelting them with these stones. فجعلهم كعصف مأكول. Look, completely dead and destroyed. Alright, what's the point of going into that story? Here is an example of when someone came to destroy the Kaaba and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defended the Kaaba. But this Suwayqatain, so this is an army of elephants, a powerful army, and Allah destroyed them. And then this weak man who is disfigured, other hadith that we said describe him as lame and crippled and hunched over and what have you, and he destroys it brick by brick. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroy this man? And the answer is simple. Because of a number of things. Number one, if Abraha had succeeded in destroying the Kaaba, he would have threatened the very existence of the Kaaba, because he would have switched and diverted Hajj, moved it to Sana'a, to Qulays, his building, and nobody would have remembered Mecca, and they would have lost its importance, this place, its importance. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His plan is that His final messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, His final religion will be sent to this area. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then has to preserve this place. But when the Suwayqatain destroys it towards the end of time, no one has any need of it. So why should Allah defend it? For what? So it could just stand there for nobody? So you see the difference. First, the destruction, so we got 2 points now. The destruction of Abraha would have threatened its very existence. It would have never been rebuilt. Not the second one. The second explanation is that, or the second reason, is that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that place was still important and there was something important going to happen there, so it has to be preserved. But later on, why preserve the Kaaba? Nobody worships there, nobody knows what it's for. So why preserve it? So it can just stand there? Alright?